Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise. I'm Lamar Haven, and welcome to the Hearthstone beta. I'm so excited to be in it. Yes! I don't care that everybody and their mother are getting beta invites right now. I don't care that the game is going to be completely free when it comes out, and thus you don't have to worry about being picked to be in. I'm in it. I'm happy. I'm a Blizzard fanboy through and through. I know they've made mistakes recently with certain games, not going to go into that, but I am going to say that Hearthstone is amazing. I do love me some TCGs, but I am terrible at them. But my friends and I have been into Magic the Gathering for years and years, and they're far more hardcore than I am, but I'm so glad to finally have a game like this that you can play digitally and just go in and don't have to spend a cent and you can still have fun. So I've been playing for a few hours. I'll give you a look at my collection real fast. Go on. There we go. So I've got I've got very basic cards, by the way. I barely have any. I've only opened a couple packs, and I don't even have all the heroes you can play as at max level, because you see, every hero, you can tell, okay, let me start over and go over some of the basics, shall we? Every card has a cost, up here, has a name, description what it does, and in your collection, it'll tell you how many you have. You can only put 2 in a deck, so you should only have 2 cards. If you have more than that, you can disenchant them, which I'll discuss at some other point. You might notice there's a little gem in the middle of this one, but no gem in the middle of this one. That's because this is a soulbound card, a card you will guarantee to have as long as you are a certain level with class. The gem means its rarity, and you got it from a pack of some kind. You did not get it with the basic set, and you have earned it somehow. Most of the class cards you're going to notice are soulbound, or just cards that you've gotten as default. Once you get to level 10 with a class, you have gotten all the cards you can for its set. But gaining more levels gives you extra stuff. I think it'll give you golden cards. I think it'll give you extra money bonuses, stuff like that. In-game money, I should say. You might notice down here, Arcane Dust. I mentioned if you disenchant stuff, you get Arcane Dust. If I go to crafting mode, let's say I wanted Eye for an Eye, a Paladin secret card. I'll explain what secrets are later. Click on it, and it tells me I need 40 dust to create it. So I could create it right now if I wanted. Don't want to. You can create extra copies of cards, too. Or I could disenchant it for 5 more. Don't want to do that either. Just saying. These are things that can happen. So in this mode, you'll be able to see every single card that is possible, and you'll be able to see what they do. Like this is Tyrion Forgering. I'm pretty sure he's a legendary. If you haven't heard the Tyrion Forgering theme song, it's because it doesn't exist. Ouch. Anyway, it would cost 1,600 dust to make this guy, but he's a Paladin-specific card. Divine Shield, which means if he took damage, he ignores it once. Taunt, which means if an enemy attacks, they have to choose to attack a taunt creature if one is out. And Death Rattle, which means if he gets killed, this effect happens. He will equip you with a 5/3 Ashbringer, which means you have a weapon on your hero, which deals 5 damage and has 3 durability, which means you can use it 5 times. Very fun. Very interesting. So, that goes over a lot of effects. I'm going to go over more as we watch me play. Right now, I'm going to say Hunter is my favorite in the sense that it works. It's the most functional, I should say. Paladin is a close second. I love me some Pallies, which is weird, because I am a Druid Resto Druid main in World of Warcraft when I raid, and my old main was Warrior. Warriors, not that fantastic. Rogues have been overpowered, but they got a recent patch. They've downgraded somewhat, but the problem is, when it comes to rogues, one of their main mechanics is a mechanic called combo, which means if you play a card, it does something. If you play the card after you've already played another card that turn, it does an extra effect. I don't have any combo cards. See? None. There are no combos. So I'm missing a main mechanic of the set, so I'm kind of not doing well with Rogue. But I do love me some Murlocs, so my extra Murloc deck has some love. Druids are kind of weak to me. I love them, but I need more cards to be able to use their mechanics properly. Right now, almost every deck is like the neutral cards that everybody can use. I use almost the exact same ones on every single set. And then I just throw in a bunch of other class cards because I don't have enough cards to make like a coherent strategy almost. I'm sure smarter people than I who are better at GCGs can pull that off. So I'm going to jump into the arena. What happens with the arena is when you enter, this pops up. Forge a deck from random cards and then see how long you last in the arena. The longer you last, the better your prize can be. It's 9 wins max. So you can see here, I could pay $2 to get admission or 150 gold. I've recently earned more than 150 gold, so I will be doing this. If you're first playing Hearthstone, you'll get a free arena run after you've done most of the tutorial. So the first thing it does is ask you to choose your hero. Either Thrall the Shaman, Malfurion Stormrage the Druid, Valir Sanguinar the Rogue. If you play WoW, you know all these people probably. Like I said, I'm not doing so great with the Rogue, but the arena, you get a lot of different cards. Ditto with the Druid, but I haven't played much of the Shaman, so I think I'm going to do the Shaman. When you have a hero, they come with a hero power. Thrall's is to summon a random totem. There's like 5 or 6 totems, maybe 5, I think, and each one has a different effect. So I'm going to choose him. Okay, so first things first, we got a rare. You can tell because it's purple in the middle, and it had a little extra effect. Ooh! Doomsayer. At the start of your turn, destroy all minions. Holy shit, no. Hungry Crab. Destroy Murloc, gain 2/2. That's great if you have a Murloc deck. I'd love those for real, but yeah. And this one, these are all super situational cards. Wow. Well, I really don't like this. And these are cards you have to put in your deck. You don't have like a sidebar. You don't have anything like that. You get 30 cards, and a 30-card deck is minimum. Well, is the only deck. You can't go over that. Let's go Doomsayer. Alright, so Twilight Drake gains 1 health for each card in your hand. So he starts out as a 4/1. If you have like 3 cards in your hand, he becomes a 4/4. Not fantastic. Secret Keeper. Whenever a secret is played, gain +1/+1. Shamans do not have secrets. So a secret is a card that you played that the opponent doesn't get to see. They just see the mana you used, and it has an effect based on something your opponent does, probably. So yeah. Knife Juggler, however, whenever you summon a minion, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. That's fantastic. 2 for 3/2 is already pretty decent. There are 2 for 3/2 cards that have no effect with them. So that's good alone. And then he's a deals 1 damage. Alright, so Stormwind Knight, very low attack power, 5, and he has charge. That means he can attack the minute he goes in. Moshigan Warden, 1/7 taunt, so he's really defensive, but he deals almost no damage. So he's not much of a threat either. Hex, transform a minion into a 0/1 frog with taunt. That's amazing. Side note, a frog is considered a beast, and hunters synergize well with beasts. But this is amazing. You just eliminate 1 threat from the field. Dust Devil is Wind Fury Overload. Okay, these are 2 effects. Wind Fury means they get to attack twice each turn, as the note suggests. Overload means that next turn you have that much less mana. So you play this guy, you don't get a second turn, basically. Unless you play 0-cost cards. Stonecoast Boar, 1 for a 1/1 charge. Abusive Sergeant, 1 for 2/1 Battle Cry. See, this is a pretty decent card. 2 attack power for a 1 cost is decent, and then he has a buff. See, the Dust Devil is hard to go with, because any card with Wind Fury, the enemy immediately goes for it. And this guy is basically 6 damage to you second turn. So you want to get rid of it. That said, there aren't too many cards, like if you play this first turn, there aren't too many things that are going to stop it. So I think I'm going to go with that. If just to make him really, just to paint a target on his back. Whenever you play a card with Overload, gain +1/+1, so Unbound is trying to synergize with other cards. Murloc Tidehunter, see, 2 for 2/1, and then summons a 1/1. So it's effective attack power of 3, effective health of 2. 4 for a 2/4, summon a 2/1 Dragonlink. Not so much. I do like me early plays, but I don't have much. I can't assume I'm going to get a ton of overloads. I only have 1 so far, but I have a lot of cards to go through. So, yeah, I'm questioning it. But let's see. I want to take a risk. All right, 7 cost Core Hound, 9/5. Huge attack power, but 5 attack health, especially that late in the game. You gain 1 mana crystal every turn, so you have more and more mana crystals to use. So you can only play this guy like 7th turn, unless you're doing something special. This guy can die fast. 5 for a 4/4 who summons a 2/2. Decent, but Acolyte of Pain. Whenever a minion takes damage, draw a card. This guy is huge. And drawing is useful as hell in card games. Alright, see what I mentioned earlier? 2 for a 3/2, no effect. Bloodfen Raptor. That's what I was saying, is there are better cards than this. Spiteful Smith, only useful if you have a weapon in rage. While damaged, this minion gets a new power, whatever it says within rage. And then Reckless Rocketeer is 6 for a 5/2 charge. Super weak, only good to go in and hit your opponent for 5. You have 30 health, by the way. So significant, you're dealing 1/6 of their health in one hit. But I might go with the Bloodfen Raptor. I mean, he's not very good, but these guys are terrible. This guy synergizes... There's one weapon for Shaman, I think. One, and I'm doubtful I'm getting it. So, let's see. Frost Shock, Oasis Snapjaw, and Windspeaker. Windspeaker is useful because it gives the minion Wind Fury. Only my goodness is that useful. Oasis Snapjaw, unless you got something to synergize with him, like there's a card with the Hunter that does really well with him, but unless you have that, this guy's damn near useless. So then you have Frost Shock. Frozen characters lose their next attack. Deal 1 damage to an enemy and freeze it. That's pretty amazing. That is crowd control for one enemy for 1 turn. It can't attack you, and it deals 1 damage. You can plink something down. Plink is a term that they use in Magic the Gathering when you just you deal 1 damage using a creature. It's just tiny bit of damage, but it's controllable, so you know exactly where it's going. I'm going to go with Windspeaker. Okay, Goldshire Footman, 1 for a 1/2 taunt. That's pretty efficient card. There's another Windspeaker, and there's Frost Elemental, which Battlecry freezes something. I think I'll get Windspeaker. Okay, let's see. Pint-sized Summoner. First minion you cost, every turn, costs 1 less. That used to be 2. Battlecry, remove 1 durability from your opponent's weapon. 1 for 1/2. It's situational at best. Gadget Zan Auctioneer, whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. You need a lot of spells to make this guy useful. Otherwise, he's 5 for a 4/4. So Pint-sized Summoner, who's already somewhat efficient. See, here we go. Okay, Frostwolf Gun, efficient but not terribly. Windspeaker, give a friendly minion Windfury again, and Frost Shock. So I'm going to go with Frost Shock this time. Tidehunter, Acolyte of Pain, and Fed Creeper. Acolyte of Pain. Right now, you might notice my mana curve down here. This is what I've got in the deck. I don't have much at 5, 6, or 7, and right now it's kind of a curve here. So we might want to start looking at some high costs. Stormpike Commando, River Crocolisk, and Silvermoon Guardian. Let's see. I'm going to go with Commando. Silence. Silence removes all card text and enchantments. This is amazing, by the way. Tauren Warrior is hard to say. He has to be attacked for 2 damage, 1 or 2 damage, to engage as a rage. Not very useful. So, Spellbreaker. Alright, Ogre Magi has +1 spell damage. So any spell that deals damage deals 1 more. Stone Tusk and Loot Hoarder. Let's get Loot Hoarder. Let's see. This is a rare. Angry Chicken. Yeah, enrage +5 attack. The only way you get enrage effects is if you take damage without dying. He has 1 health. I'm pretty sure only priests can increase your max health. Questing Adventurer, whenever you play a card, gain +1/+1 is amazing. Manatide Totem. That thing becomes a target. And I don't know if it'll be useful, so I'll play Questing Adventurer. I have too much Wind Fury already. I don't want to keep doing that. So, Frost Shock. I'm going to go with the Ogre Magi, because I do have 2 Frost Shocks. So, let's see. Earth Shock and Novice Engineer. I love me some Novice Engineer. Drawing a card is amazing. Doomsayer again. Farsight, draw a card. That card costs 3 less. Wow. Faceless Manipulator. Also, wow. I'm going to go with Faceless Manipulator. Raid Leader. All other minions get +1 attack. Then you have Cobalt Geomancer and Frost Shock. I'll go Raid Leader. I haven't gotten much Overload, and I wanted more. See, Unbound Elemental is there again. Mad Bomber, you can never predict this guy. I mean, what the hell? But I'll get him anyway. He's efficient. Chillwind Yeti is one of the most efficient cards in the game. It's 4 for a 4/5. It is really hard to get a creature that has 5 attack on its own. So killing the Chillwind Yeti with only 1 card is really hard, unless you use hard removal, which you don't want to waste on a 4 cost. So, very useful. See, 5 for a 4/4. Chillwind Yeti is better, but that guy has a battle cry effect. So let's go Chillwind Yeti. There we go, my weapon, Doom Hammer. I could also get a Mountain Giant, which costs 1 less for each card in your hand, otherwise it costs a base of 12. You don't get 12 mana. So unless you have like an Innervate as a Druid, I don't think that even works. So you have to have cards in your hand to be able to play this guy. And then destroy Murloc. I'm going to go with Doom Hammer. Okay. Flame Tongue. Oh my gosh. Flame Tongue Totem is amazing. Let's see. Boulder Fist, Flesh Eating Ghoul, and Archmage. Let's go with Flesh Eating Ghoul. Ooh. Totemic Might. All your totems get +2 health. But Acidic Swamp Ooze. Acidic Swamp Ooze is amazing. 2 for a 3/2. Once again, same thing as Bloodfin Raptor, except the Acidic Swamp Ooze Battlecry to destroy your opponent's weapon. This is a really good example of what I'm talking about, what Bloodfin Raptor isn't very good. Compare it immediately side by side, and except for the fact that Bloodfin Raptors are beast, Acidic Swamp Ooze is better in every situation. So yeah, go with the Acidic Swamp Ooze. There we go. Amani Berserker's pretty nice, but it has the same problem as the Tauren Warrior. Things rarely deal only 2 or 1 damage. And if they do, they're just going to take you out once again with a 1/1 or something. So, Dust Devil. Ancient Brewmaster, Battlecry, return any of the Brewmasters, return a friendly minion to your hand. So, this is useful if you have a Battlecry and you want to play it again. Otherwise, that actually lowers the cost, which also makes it an efficient creature to play. Efficient minion, I should say. I think minion's the term they use in this game. I'm gonna go with the Brewmaster. Alright, Murloc Tide Caller. Remember, Murloc is summon, game +1 attack. There's Questing Adventure again, and Lava Burst. I don't have much spell damage, so I don't want to make... I'm not sure about Lava Burst, really. And Questing Adventure is amazing. You can ramp this guy up so much. I'm going to go with Questing Adventure. Okay, so that's what we have, folks. That's our deck for this arena run. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to leave this episode just to show you guys, to give you some of the basics and talk about that. And next time, we will see ourselves play, and you will be able to see how the game works, and hopefully some wins. Probably not. I've barely managed a 1-1 ratio in this game. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.